After you left the kitchen, I found this. A fucking meat thermometer.
You told me to sell them, chef. I kept telling him no, you can look at the cameras in here.
Cameras?
Not every Hell's Kitchen elimination feels fair. Sometimes a talented chef has one terrible night. Sometimes team politics decide who goes home. But then there are contestants who keep making excuses, ignoring every warning, and acting like everyone else is the problem. Until Gordon finally reaches his limit. And when that jacket comes off, nobody is shocked. They're relieved. These are the eliminations that didn't just feel deserved. They felt overdue. Let's begin with Kenneth McDuffie from season 19, whose downfall started before dinner service had even begun. During the signature dish challenge, Kenneth finished cooking with around 20 minutes still left. Instead of using that time to improve the food, he spent most of it wiping and rearranging the plate. And once Gordon tasted the scorched chicken, it became obvious that Kenneth had focused on the wrong thing.
In my dish, I'm confident in the flavors, I'm confident in the taste of everything.
You had 20 minutes to go and you started plating this dish.
Yes, chef.
You were wiping your plate for 15 minutes. I'm not looking for the Usain Bolt of cookery. Oh dear, Kenneth. Oh my God. What happened there? You fucked it, scorched it. I'm feeling bad for those kids in Philly. Are they still talking to you?
Yes, chef.
Still, he got another chance. During the next challenge, Gordon announced a brutal twist. The chef responsible for the worst dish would be eliminated immediately.
The chef that has cooked the dish that I like least will be leaving Hell's Kitchen.
Kenneth brought up his pasta, hoping to prove the signature dish had just been a bad start. But before Gordon could properly judge it, he spotted something strange inside the plate, something that didn't seem to belong there. Kenneth thought it might be a potato. There was just one problem. He hadn't used potatoes. For a few seconds, nobody in the room could explain where this mysterious object had come from. Then Gordon tasted it, a solid block of Parmesan, like, what the hell? Kenneth had somehow failed to recognize an ingredient from his own dish. And in a challenge where one mistake meant instant elimination, the decision had already made itself. No politics, no debate, just one unexplained block of cheese ending an entire Hell's Kitchen journey. The time Kenneth didn't use properly would have been very helpful to our next chef, because Tiffany Johnson from season 10 had plenty of time in the competition and still never seemed interested in raising her standards. Her problem wasn't one disastrous plate. It was the same careless attitude showing up again and again. During family night, Tiffany burned a pizza. Now, a normal chef would remake it. Tiffany had a faster solution: cut off the worst part and send the rest.
It's burnt, look. Just cut that part off. Who gives a shit?
I really don't like kids at all.
And because the customers were children, she acted like it somehow mattered less. That moment told you exactly how she viewed standards. Not as a requirement, more like a suggestion. Then Dana warned her that the potatoes were still crunchy. Tiffany ignored her, and sure enough, the customers sent them back raw. But even that wasn't the moment that sealed her reputation. That came later. During service, Gordon noticed Tiffany preparing fresh garnish. At first, nothing looked unusual. Then he saw the pan. Old food had been scraped out of it, and instead of grabbing one of the many clean pans nearby, Tiffany had simply thrown the fresh garnish straight into the dirty one.
So she gets the dirty pan and sticks all the fresh garnish in there. And a chef can't be bothered to get a clean pan and saute fresh vegetables. Trust me, it tells me something.
Sorry, chef.
That wasn't pressure. That wasn't bad timing. That was pure laziness. And the worst part? Tiffany still acted surprised when people questioned whether she cared. She suddenly found all the passion in the world during elimination. She loved the competition. She loved her team. She wanted to be a leader. But passion delivered after service is worthless when your food keeps saying the opposite.
I really enjoy being here, and I want to stay here, and I know I fucked up on the potatoes tonight, and it's a huge mistake, and I feel so bad.
It's the passion, Tiffany.
I have so much
Where's
passion,
the desire?
Chef. There is so much passion and
But there has to be a
desire.
natural hunger to stand out in the red team. And right now, you're not standing out.
The dirty pan already gave Gordon the answer, and Tiffany finally ran out of chances. At least Tiffany didn't need technology to prove she was out of her depth. Matthew Francis Johnson from season 20, on the other hand, brought his own evidence. Matthew entered Hell's Kitchen as a food content creator. He knew how to make a dish look good on camera. Unfortunately, Gordon kept discovering what was hiding underneath the presentation. First came improperly cleaned shrimp.
Okay. But I'm not very good at eating shrimp and the shit sack.
Then raw chicken. 2 challenges, 2 dangerous mistakes.
You guys wanted me to eat pink chicken. Seriously?
No, chef. No, chef.
And somehow, Matthew was still there. That made dinner service his final chance to prove he could handle real pressure. With the team falling behind and Mike Tyson still waiting for food, Matthew reached for something nobody expected to see in Hell's Kitchen, a digital meat thermometer. Now, using one in a normal kitchen isn't a crime, but secretly bringing it onto this line revealed something important. Matthew didn't trust his own ability.
Attempt to get his chicken temperature right.
This is only at 118. This is back in. This is only at 118.
The strange part was that the thermometer should have helped him. It gave him the exact temperature. No guessing required. And yet, when elimination arrived, Gordon revealed the punchline.
After you left the kitchen, I found this. A fucking meat thermometer. Somebody sneaked a meat thermometer in here, and then we still couldn't produce any cooked protein.
Even with the thermometer, Matthew still couldn't cook the protein correctly. That's almost impressive. Dirty shrimp, raw chicken, raw lamb, and a hidden tool that accomplished absolutely nothing. The device that was supposed to save Matthew became the final piece of evidence against him. At that point, Gordon wasn't eliminating a future head chef. He was closing a health inspection. Matthew may not have trusted his own cooking, but our next chef trusted himself far too much. Allow me to introduce Scott Hawley from Season 7, a man who entered Hell's Kitchen already convinced he was better than everyone around him. Before proving anything, Scott described himself as a chef surrounded by cooks. He even claimed finishing second would be embarrassing.
It'll be a struggle for me to be a cook amongst other cooks because I've become accustomed to being a chef amongst cooks. Well, I would be embarrassed to finish second place.
That is a lot of confidence for someone whose signature dish Gordon found almost completely unappetizing. A normal person might have taken that as a warning. Scott took it as evidence that Gordon expected more from him because he was so experienced, and that became his explanation for everything. Undercooked beef, higher expectations.
All of you, come here! Just touch that beef. Just touch it, hurry up. How's that temperature?
Rare.
Yeah, how's that temperature?
Rare.
That's fucking rare. I've requested it medium.
A failed station? He was too busy helping everyone else. Another nomination? His teammates simply couldn't recognize strong leadership. Every mistake somehow became proof that Scott was superior. Eventually, Gordon listened to one speech too many and gave him the reality check everyone had been waiting for. Scott wasn't as good as he thought he was.
You talk like a politician.
No, chef.
You're full of shit.
I'm not full of shit, chef.
Let me tell you something quite interesting. You're not as good as you think you are. Pipe down and have a little bit more of a humble approach.
But instead of sending him home immediately, Gordon moved him to the red team, and Scott somehow became even more unbearable. He immediately questioned his new teammates' talent and blamed them for his own problems. Meanwhile, his leadership included leaving the oven door open during service and creating a genuine safety hazard. That should have destroyed the illusion. It didn't. When Scott returned to elimination, he still claimed he was the strongest cook and best leader on the team. That was the moment Gordon finally gave up. Scott lost his jacket, but even as he walked out, he was still insisting he was the best chef there. Gordon eliminated the contestant. The delusion survived. Scott believed every room needed his leadership. Our next chef believed every room was attacking him. Meet Matt Hearn from Season 16, who turned personal responsibility into his greatest enemy. During the first service, Gordon found raw scallops at the pass. Before anyone could properly question him, Matt had already found someone else to blame.
He told me to sell them, chef. I kept telling him no, you can look at the cameras in here.
Cameras? Wow. Come here, you. Come here. Look at me. Just look at me in the fucking eyes. Fuck the camera. Unfold your fucking arms now, and don't give me a fucking scallop unless it's cooked perfectly. Do you get it?
Yeah, I understand.
Look at me. And fuck the attitude. Cook it or fuck off.
Andrew told him to send them. The cameras would prove it. Everybody needed to check the footage. That set the tone for everything that followed. Whenever Matt failed, somebody else became responsible. A teammate, a judge, the challenge, never Matt. When experts criticized his ostrich dish, he decided they didn't know what they were talking about.
Ostrich with caramelized carrots and also made a Hawaiian pico de gallo.
You have three things that are alone on the plate. It's like people living together but not talking to each other at the dinner table while the TV is on.
It's like three people sitting at a table. That don't even make no sense to me. It just irritated me. Not only is it irritating, it's embarrassing.
Then he refused to join his team for punishment. His teammates confronted him and Matt threatened to pack his bags and leave. For one glorious moment, it looked like the problem might solve itself. Unfortunately, he stayed. Instead, he walked into Gordon's office and complained that the entire competition was unfair. Gordon gave him one simple choice: compete or leave. Matt chose to compete.
What happened?
You know, I felt like some of the dishes, you know, what they were asking for is what they got.
I brought in 2 experts today that were big successes with exotic meats. They're going to call it as they see it. If you feel that you can't compete and you feel that you aren't good enough to win this, I'm not going to force you to stay, buddy.
I don't want to quit, Chef. I just got to know that I have a fair shake at things.
What he didn't choose was self-reflection. Later, he served something that wasn't really a slider and then insulted the experts for noticing.
I did a shrimp roll with chipotle aioli.
Is there a pate there, or is it like a shrimp cocktail?
It'd be more like a lobster roll, what I compare it to on the East Coast.
Is that a slide?
I'm from the East Coast, so a lobster roll is a lobster roll, and then a slider is something completely...
I didn't say it was a lobster roll because it's made with shrimp, obviously.
Is this a slider?
What the fucking slider is.
During service, he ignored Gordon, overcooked lobster, and blamed the team again. By elimination, the pattern was impossible to deny. Matt wasn't losing because everyone was against him. Matt was losing because Matt was the problem, and Gordon finally told him exactly that. The only person he needed to point at was himself. Of course, Matt left still threatening Gordon and claiming that almost everything he had done was flawless, which only made the exit more satisfying. He didn't just lose his jacket, he lost the argument he had been having with reality all season. Matt spent his run blaming everyone else. Our final chef spent his trying to convince everyone he was a leader. And that brings us to Josh Waller from season 3, the man behind one of the most brutal eliminations in Hell's Kitchen history. Josh loved giving instructions, he loved acting important, but whenever attention shifted to his own station, everything collapsed. Overcooked food, raw pastry, dry proteins. Eventually, Gordon looked at him and delivered a line that stripped away the entire performance. Josh was a fake. Josh promised to improve.
Josh.
Yes, chef.
I think you're one big fake, full of piss and wind.
No, chef, I'm not a fake at all.
And for a moment, you might believe he finally understood the warning. Then came the spaghetti. At first, Gordon simply noticed Josh cooking more pasta than the orders required. Then more appeared, and more. Josh was preparing huge amounts before customers had even ordered it. Gordon explained the rule clearly. Pasta is cooked to order.
Even my mum cooks spaghetti 7 minutes before she wants it. Get it in the bin!
Josh continued anyway. At that point, he wasn't running a station. He was opening an all-you-can-eat buffet inside Hell's Kitchen. But even that wasn't the final straw. An undercooked risotto came back from a customer. Gordon called Josh over, and you could feel that something had changed. This wasn't another warning. There was no nomination ceremony waiting later, no chance for Josh to explain himself, no final speech. Gordon ordered him to remove his jacket immediately and leave in the middle of service. Just like that.
Things coming out. You're standing there, you're screwing me, and you're fucking useless.
Yes, chef.
Take that off and fuck off out of it. Get out! Leave the jacket and get out! Give me the jacket. Give me the fucking jacket. Fucking useless sack of shit. Get out! Get out!
Josh had spent the entire competition trying to look like the most important person in the kitchen, and Gordon removed him like broken equipment. That is what makes his elimination so satisfying. No excuses, no team to blame, just the brutal end of a performance nobody believed anymore. Because that's the thing about Hell's Kitchen. Bad cooking alone doesn't always create a satisfying elimination. The best ones happen when a contestant refuses to understand why they're failing. Kenneth couldn't recognize his own parmesan. Tiffany treated standards like an inconvenience. Matthew couldn't cook protein even with a digital assistant. Scott believed every mistake proved he was superior. Matt blamed the entire world. And Josh tried to lead a kitchen he couldn't even survive in. Eventually, Gordon stopped listening. And when he did, those jackets couldn't come off fast enough. So which elimination was the most satisfying? Kenneth's mystery parmesan, Tiffany and the dirty pan, Matthew's useless thermometer, Scott finally hearing the truth, Matt losing his argument with reality, or Josh getting thrown out during service? Let me know in the comments.